All right, hi everyone. I haven't made a video in a while. I'm making it for a client who requested how you would prep, prime, and put foundation on the skin and using a little bit of a color corrector. So it's not going to be anything crazy, but it's going to be like, get ready with me. So if you can see, I've got no makeup on. I haven't done anything to my skin. So we're just going to get going. The first thing, I've already washed my face. I've showered, all that fun stuff. So now the first thing I'm going to do is tone the skin. The toner is super important because once you wash your face, you mess up the balance of the skin. A pH balancing toner like this Skintelligence toner here will help balance out the skin back to its natural pH balance so that whenever you put other products on your skin knows what to do with it. So sometimes I know y'all probably put your foundation on in like 30 minutes. It's like, what the heck happened to my foundation? It's like your skin ate it. Well, your skin probably did eat it because your skin didn't know what to do with it because your skin was unbalanced. Sometimes you use a moisturizer and you feel that moisturizer is not super effective. Another reason your moisturizer could be not effective is because you have not balanced out the skin. So that is the first thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to spray this on the face. I love this one. I wish that y'all could smell it. It smells like lavender and lemongrass. It is a botanical. It'll return everything back to its natural pH balance. The other cool thing about this one, if you spray it in your hair, it'll balance out the hair. Also, this is just a weird little tidbit that I know that most people who have underarm funk stink, it's because the pH is off. You can spray that underneath there as well, and it will help. That's just a weird little thing that I know about the Skintelligence pH balancer. Again, this has lemongrass and lavender in it. This is pretty awesome. After I tone the face, I always moisturize. I have more of an oily skin tone, so I like stuff that's more like a gel. I don't like heavy creams, but if you do have dry skin, there are different creams that I would recommend for you as opposed to what I'm using right now. This one is called VitaShield. This has vitamin C and E, so this one will hydrate the skin. This one also has liposomes in it, so what liposomes do is it takes that moisturizer and actually pulls it all the way down so that it penetrates all layers of the skin. So moisturizer, even if you're oily, I have oily skin, still needs a drink of water. So I'm going to give my skin that drink of water that it needs. You can also put an eye cream on. I don't have one within arm's length. Otherwise, I would put an eye cream on as well. The next thing I do is I always put a primer on. What a primer is going to do, it's going to take the texture of the skin from an orange to an apple. So some people who have larger pores like me, it'll kind of fill in the pores. Also, a primer, just like you prime a car, you have to prime your face before you paint it. If you don't prime that car before you paint it, the paint tends to melt off, or the texture of the paint looks really terrible. Same thing for foundation. If you don't prime your face, the foundation's not going to stay as well, and it's not going to be as even toned, an even texture, excuse me. So I'm going to put primer on. This is our Skin Perfecting Primer. It's for Motives. I absolutely love that one. The other thing I'm going to put on after that is called InstaSmooth. What InstaSmooth does, I think it acts like spackle. So if you have any fine lines or anything like that, it'll fill those in as well. I also like the way it feels. The texture of it is really awesome. So I put this all over my face. But if the line, so you see how I have my little expression lines? If the line goes this way, you apply it the opposite direction. So fill those bad boys in. Here around the eye, I have a couple of them too. So apply that. All right. So I'm going to correct a little bit. I do have a little bit of dark circles underneath the eyes. Some people do. That's what I'm going to correct now. Let me get a brush. All right. This is a synthetic hair brush. So it does cream a little bit better. So I'm going to conceal around my eyes because they tend to be a little bit darker, and I want to brighten them up, especially right here where they're like purple, and right here and through there. So you would use, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with the color wheel, but if you see purple, you would want to correct with the yellow. If you have a lot of redness, you would correct with the green. So I'm going to come in. And this is pretty yellow. I think the lights are making it look not so yellow, but it really is pretty yellow. I just have really purple eyelids. And if you see, I have a little, looks like a little pimple that wants to pop up over here. So I'm going to put the green in that area. And then if you notice, I have the little redness around the nose. All right. So beautiful. Then I'm going to take my little handy dandy beauty blender. I'm actually going to just spray it with the Skintelligence spray. And I'm going to pat this bad boy in. Anytime you use a beauty blender, make sure that you use it wet. If you don't use it wet, you're not using it properly. The only time you want to use it dry is if you're using it powder to set. All right, so if you notice, this step has already took away my purple eyelids and the dark circles that I have around my eyes. And that little divot in right by my eye corner is always purple too. All right, now that I got that all blended out, so you notice my redness is gone and the purple on my eyes are gone as well. So we just color corrected that. That's it, nothing else. We don't need to do anything else to that. I'm going to take my foundation. And I'm just going to slap it on here because I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender. This foundation, I have a custom created foundation. It's made specifically for me. It's all mineral. I can custom create it. So if you're looking for a custom created foundation, you could contact me and I will create it for you. Via Skype, via internet, however it is that you want. All right. Same beauty blender. I'm just going to come in and bounce it out. And put a little bit more. And what I'm doing is just little dots. I don't know if y'all notice, it's not very big dots. And I'm going over. That's why I start small and then layer if I need to. Blend that out. Some people like to apply with a brush. You can use a brush as well. I'm going to go in here and then lastly, all you do is you take a powder. Like I told you, I was just going to do something basic, nothing crazy. Take powder, I dip it in my lid here. I put it in my lid. And then I swirl that around. And I just set it all over the face. This is what I do if I'm not highlighting or contouring or anything like that. This powder is also custom. It's a custom created full coverage powder as well. There you go. Let me set that right there, sorry. I have really oily eyelids. I gotta make sure to set those really well. There you go. I should have taken it before. Short, sweet, to the point. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I will list all the products down below, where to get them from, and all that fun stuff. If you have any questions or anything, I'll also link my email address. Thank you. You have a good day.